recently that I noticed that was discussed upon at the platform of the Congress on the world leaders and traditional religion, and that was the religious leaders and building peace. So I think that was so timely idea or theme that was placed on this platform, which provided an opportunity that leaders of all religion, as His Excellency mentioned, that around 18 faith groups they are living in Kazakhstan, and there are so very many ethnicities, and they have been living in the country amicably and peacefully. I think in that sense, Kazakhstan it can become a mini model for the rest of the region in Central Asia and even in South Asia, where we can draw these themes and ideas, and that could be followed up over here as well. It's all about learning and sharing from each other. It doesn't mean to be egoistic and to think that why to be following others. It is, you have to be the one who has to have this capacity to accept and to follow good idea wherever you find it from. So I think these two platforms, I found that has been maybe not directly but indirectly they have been playing a very pivotal role in order to work for building peace in the societies and building peace in the cultures and taking themes from there rather than generating new themes. The themes are recurrent, just to retrace them and strengthen those themes. So I think that's and then the present, and then the involvement of the leadership and the patronage of the leadership of the countries who are the members of these forums. I think that can multiply this value of peace into not only Central Asia, but into South Asia and Asia at large as well. One more thing that I've noticed, that is, Kazakhstan very successfully has been able to resolve its territorial and border issues. This is what I've noticed, that in South Asia, in other regions of the world, the biggest cause or source of conflict are these pending chronic territorial and border issues. For example, you look at us in Pakistan, we have border issues and territorial issues with Afghanistan, with India and with Afghanistan too, on the northwest. This Duran line, now Pakistan border is that has been endorsed by Pakistan, but Afghanistan doesn't endorse it at all as an international border between the two countries. And so is the reason that you find that there is this turmoil. And there is, for the last 40 years, there is a conflict going on in that very country. Recently, the US, the NATO forces, they have left Afghanistan, and another force, which is local, they have taken over, and there is a question mark from the international community as well. I noticed that Kazakhstan has played a role in this regard as well at the UN platform. Same is the case with Kashmir. That is a dispute, territorial dispute between Pakistan and India, and then there are the Siachen glacier dispute between Pakistan and India. So I think Kazakhstan again can become a reference point in this connection, because you have been able to successfully resolve your border and territorial issues with Uzbekistan and other neighboring countries. And I think this principle of the foreign policy to have peace with the neighbors and zero tolerance for conflict, I think that is something that could be in a multiple ways beneficial for Pakistan as well, and other countries too. I took an example from Pakistan because that is our own country, and we know more about our own country, and that has become, because of that, South Asia became nuclearized. South Asia is the poorest region of the world, but it became nuclearized for the same reason, that we have these irritants and we have these unresolved disputes between the neighbors. The other very important point that I've noticed with regard to Kazakhstan's policy and role, and that was its role, its active role at the international and regional platforms. For example, the United Nations. So what I've noticed that in United Nations also, you have been very active. Your diplomacy and your leadership has been playing very active role. For example, this the International Non-Nuclear Day. That was a resolution which was proposed by Kazakhstan. Okay. That was proposed by Kazakhstan, and same was the case that there was another such kind of meeting at the Security Council, which was presided over by your previous president, Sultan Nazarbayev, and that was related to the resolution of the Afghanistan issue. So I think and this ECO, which is and the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, and this regular participation and supporting Pakistan. You supported the Pakistani permanent membership of Shanghai Cooperation Organization, and same is the case at the UN as well. And then the humanitarian aspect of the relationship is also quite glorious, that I have noticed, because in the COVID-19, of course, Pakistan had this medicine and vaccine and good policy, and I've noticed that they've been shared with the Kazakh government and the people of Kazakhstan. There some humanitarian support that was extended from here to your country. And in the flood, Pakistan was recently hit by this torrential rain and flood, and so the flood affected areas, they needed instant help, and in that connection your government has extended good material, moral and material support to Pakistan, and $400,000 they have been provided for the support of the flood affected people. So I think, to wrap it up, I find that there is a long way for further strengthening of the cooperation and coordinated relation between Kazakhstan and Pakistan. And I think peace building and creating harmonies between the societies, and helping each other at the challenging times. And that is something, it's not only political and moral and diplomatic, but brotherly as well between the two countries. When you entered and you shared the greetings of Assalamu alaikum, and then you started with Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, that was just like ourselves. So I found, and all these people sitting over here in the audience, they considered you one of them. So that is your success. And that is the success of this meeting as well. The credit goes to the organizers. Thank you so much.
Thank you.